G'day everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to my cross-stitching videos. I'm a Kiwi Flosstuber and I'm coming to you from a confused Monday morning here in New Zealand. We had a lovely spring-like day yesterday and today we're going back to winter. So it's that month before spring really starts. The daffodils are starting, the blossom is coming, there are lambs on the main road into town, but today we're going to be reminded that it is still winter. So welcome to my new subscribers. A special shout out, I have a famous subscriber now. Lisa Kindred Stitcher, I noticed, has subscribed to me over the weekend. I watched her sampler video, which is absolutely amazing. If you like samplers, I would highly recommend you go see it. I'll talk about that in a minute. And g'day to those returning. Donna, I hope you're watching and not doing all the things that you have to do all the way over there in South Africa. Yes, Stitchy girls, hello, see you on Friday. No, see you on Sunday. Friday is when I'm getting my hair cut, long overdue, needs it. So anyway, right, what have we got on the agenda today? I should point out for the new subscribers that I am a one-take wonder. I don't edit, I don't know how to edit, I don't have the software to edit. So it is a one-take wonder and we do wing it, and most weeks we get by without too much hiccup. I have 3 things to show you this week. I have one purchase, and then I thought that in the spirit of watching both Lisa's Kindred Stitches sampler video and Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, and her name has escaped me, she has also done a sampler video. I thought I would also share my sampler collection. Otherwise this would be a short and sweet video because you know I'm not buying stash at the moment, apart from this one PDF, and it was a PDF, so that's why I got it. Okay, let's crack on. So last week I had the first ball out of the pillowcase was to do Prairie Schooler, and I said that I would either do it or I would do Free's Choice. This is the one, I'm doing the middle one, I'm going to start the middle one. I looked through my DMC, I have about 1/3 of it and I need to get the rest, so my goal is to get the rest this week. I should have enough spare money this week to kit that up. So I did obviously not do Prairie Schooler. I thought I would dedicate some days, extra days, to Joy. I don't know why I did. I basically didn't stitch on Monday or Tuesday. So I will show you this because I'm holding this. Joy was due to be done Friday, Saturday. I actually mucked the days up and I did it Wednesday, Thursday. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. And I didn't do much. It's ridiculous. I have got this whole part up to the J done. And so I was starting in here. Excuse me, I'm talking too much, oh dear. And all I have got, I've got the little bit of greenery up to the top and the line coming down to start the O. All I did, which was just woeful. Can I blame Mickey Mouse? Because really that's going to be the problem. It's got me thinking about next year, I have to say, as far as rotation stuff goes. What I managed to do was add the bow and start the O. For 4 days, that's absolutely abysmal. But really, I didn't stitch for 2 days. And then I think this is really only 1 day stitching. So, poor old Joy. She'll get there in the end. Then I had Quaker Street to work on. This is a Marjorie Massey chart. I've got this as a PDF. I am working, let me look at it back to front, I am actually starting over this side. Now, if you've been following along at home, you will know that I have got some problems with this chart. I only know pages 7 and 8 so far. If you have this as a PDF, on page 8 there is a gap in the chart, so it splits and there is a whole blank row. And then I discovered that there was a charting error. It's going to be so hard to see, but I will do my best. You will notice there is some white dots at the end of each sort of floral spray here. Two there, two on each side. On one of those dots has been charted wrong, and I discovered this the last time I showed this to you. I'm not sure how far back this was. I don't see it on any of these. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done it, obviously. So my goal initially was to unpick, now I've got an itchy nose, was to unpick back to this mistake, to correct it. It wasn't going to be hard to do, it wasn't going to affect stuff around it. What I discovered when I was unpicking is the way I have done the area around it. It doesn't make sense, and I could pick back around this place I needed to fix, but I couldn't pick to it. So I sat there for a while stewing about this and figuring out what am I going to do, and in the end I decided to leave the mistake because it was going to involve unpicking a hell of a lot more, and I wasn't going to do that. I'd already unpicked, what does an itchy nose mean? Am I going to win money? Is a handsome prince going to turn up? Because it's really going. Anyway, so I restitched everything I unpicked, and I have left the charted mistake, and now I'll show you it so you can see. So this is my progress so far. Page, I haven't got the thing handy. This is pretty much page 7, and page 8 is this, and a little bit further down, but I haven't got that far. So the charted mistake is here. If you look, you can see there are 2 lines between that dot and the floral spray. Down here there are 2 lines, and it will be the same here. Interestingly enough, I wonder if there's another charting mistake. Anyway, what there is here, there is only 1 line on this side. There are 2 here, but there's only 1 line. This had needed to have been upper row. But because of the way I had stitched all around here, I could unpick it all the way back up to here, but I couldn't unpick this. So in the end, I just left it, and I have carried on. And now that I'm looking at it and telling you about it, I am wondering if there's a problem down here now too. No, I should be at the top. That's 2 rows there, so this dot thing should be where my finger is. Phew. So it's a great chart, but it's a bit annoying when you find that there are problems everywhere. And I only know pages 7 and 8. I haven't looked at the first 6 pages yet. Okay, the project to be working on yesterday and today is Pond Lily by Nora Corbett. And when I showed this to you, let me look at it. Which way around are we? So when I showed this to you last time, her dress is completely done. The front of the leaf is completely done. One of the blue under the leaf is done. And I think I had started a little bit on the leaf behind her. I didn't quite get it finished. My goal was yesterday to get the whole front of the leaf finished, but I didn't. And I don't know how we'll go today because I've got appointments with my mother. And now I need to sneeze. So I have got the back of the leaf done up to this line here. Sorry about the lighting. That's where her wings come down, and then there's just a little bit that comes up the top. There's not a lot left. So that is where we're at so far. So I did do a little bit more than that, but I would like to have got the leaf finished yesterday. And then I thought I would make a start on her. Basically get this whole bit finished. So I'll make a start on her legs and arms and her feet. And then I can move up and start doing the rest of that. So she gets today again, and then what have we got? Tuesday, Wednesday is Blessed Bee, Thursday, Friday is Hawk Run Hollow, and Saturday, Sunday is my top secret cross-stitching project for my stitchy group. So there won't be anything to show publicly for that, and I will have to take a different project to Stitchy Group on Sunday. Okay, so I do not need that. Okay, what have I just done? So, I will show you. This is everything I have pulled out without sending it flying. First of all, I have the little bit of haul. Now, just bear with me for one moment while I pull something up on my iPad, because technology is brilliant on this Flosstube channel. I wanted to show you something. Here it is. Come on, open up. Right, if I do that, will it look bigger? It will. Brilliant. Okay, what I have purchased is the new Quaker from Modern Folk Embroidery called Forget Me Not, and I've only printed off the cover page. Then this is the first Quaker version you see in the email if you are on their emailing list. And I really like, some Quakers just don't speak to me. I did the Quaker in 6 parts last year. This one I really like the look of. What I really liked was the second picture in the email, which is this version. Look at that. Apparently that is on a slate covered fabric with obviously white thread, and he does have like a mustardy yellowy, I don't know how well you're going to see it with technology, you know, but that, I could be persuaded to step away from Presidential Blue to look at that version. Anyway, oh, my nose is so itchy. Okay, so excuse me while I try and deal with my itch. So uncouth. Right, I am now going to share with you all my sampler charts and my one sampler whip that I have got. If you're not interested in the samplers, I would suggest you move along now. Otherwise, paper and pen. I will be a little bit quick, only in that I have to take my mother to an appointment shortly. And I'm not going to take them out of the plastic, so I hope we can get by with this. Some pictures are not brilliant regardless of whether they're in the plastic or not, so we will see how we go. If I gloss over something too quickly that you're interested in, just drop a comment down below and I will show it better next week. So the sampler that I am working on at the moment is Lucy Calcutt. I am doing Lucy Calcutt 1825, and I am still up in the top part. Now, where am I going to put all this stuff? Oh dear. Right, we'll worry about that in a minute. So, this is Lucy Calcutt on the called for fabric and with DMC. I think it is only called for DMC. No, there are silks as well, but I'm doing the DMC conversion. So that's where I am at with old Lucy Calcutt. Hopefully by the end of this year we could get pages 2 and 3 finished. So just following along from that, then I also have, because I keep them in the same bag, so this is the second Lucy Calcutt 1826. So she did 2 samplers 2 years running. So at some point I will do that, but who knows when. Okay, to kick off my sampler whip, no, my sampler chart parade, I do have the DVD for sampler and antique needlework. So I've got, I think this is all of the issues on here, and it's an absolute joy to go through, I have to say. The one that I have got on my radar to start, primarily because it's monochromatic. I'm just looking, Hannah Harrison. So this is in issue 9 and it's Hannah Harrison. And I have showed this before, but if you're coming for the sampler parade, I think this is one that I would like to try and add into my starts this year before no new starts next year. Okay. So I am now just going to go, I don't know where they're going to be put afterwards, that's my only problem. that's a relatively safe place. Okay, so since I have highlighted or mentioned Lisa Kindred Stitcher, I'm going to start with the sampler that she enabled me right back at the beginning of last year, I think, and this is a Heart's Ease Exemplar Works, I can't even say it. This is Stonehouse on the Brandywine. The picture is very dark of the house anyway, so you're not missing a lot by seeing that. So I'll just show the top and try to not be too slow. And this has got a really nice verse, and I did have to bring my eyes to read this, or any of the verses really. So, oh, what stories it could tell, this old house of mine, a long-standing sentinel on the Brandywine, built strong of granite and of wood, on verdant acres my stone house stood, with windows sills too deep, so deep and wide, and walls made thick on every side, while o'er the hill, not far away, the Brandywine River did flow and play, afar to behold the strength of the two, the house and the river, and the stories they knew. I think that's also part of the reason why I really like this, because I liked the verse. Okay, so this is a historical sampler company. I picked this up in the UK before I left nearly 6 years ago. Anyway, this is, does it actually tell you? Actually, it says it's the pet sampler. I had never noticed that. They have several samplers, but this is the one I picked up. I noticed what I haven't done is said what I think samplers are. I just go with what I think a sampler is. Usually a border, a verse, an alphabet, a house. And I tend to go for houses, probably because I do like houses. But I just go for an overall look that I like. Okay, this is 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers Above the Sky, Mary Ann Raymond, 1818. I was just thinking as I looked at that modern folk embroidery has got a huge stitch count, by the way, that Quaker. Okay, excuse me, Stacey Nash Primitives. This is Mary Bear's sampler, which is just beautiful. I think this is a big one too. 328 by 355. I get to grips with 36 count and I'll be using that. Then I have With My Needle. This is Blair Gowie. Scottish, I would suggest. I think it says on the back if I remember rightly. Again, the house is very dark, but it's red and grey. I do like the border on this, I have to say. Then I have The Scarlet House. This is Sarah Elizabeth Brooke, 1842. Another house. This is actually very pretty. This is Samplers Remembered Lucy Snooshall, 1847. Another house. Another Scarlet House. This is, it's actually a Stitches mat, but you could do the piece as a sampler, and it would be an Adam and Eve sampler probably, in the very beginning. I liked it as a sampler. That's how I would be doing it, to frame the piece, to not make the mat. Susan, I haven't forgotten that you're interested in borrowing this. This is Nikki Creations, A Sampler Farm. I included it because it's A, it's got sampler in the title, and B, it's got an alphabet. Now, we've got a few here that are not brilliant to see because they are old charts. This is a You and I and Friends Chloe's house. There is an alphabet in the lawn, I believe. Very pretty. another You and I and Friends, and this is called a Blackbird Sampler. Then I've got this, maybe traditionally isn't included as a sampler, but it's houses, it's got an alphabet, it's the Drawn Thread Stars. Then we have Chessie and Me, Martha Davies, 1830. Another red house. I haven't seen half of these for ages either. This is a You and I and Friends, I believe. Yes. And I don't even have a name for it. I can't remember what it was called when I saw it. I think because there is a bit missing. I don't know if I can do this quickly without too much faffing around. Thankful Heart. And it's lovely. I do like this. I love that border. Okay. Then I have a Brenda Gervais reproduction. This is Harriet Elizabeth Coe, which is beautiful. I would have liked to have started this year too. Another Brenda Gervais reproduction. This is Frances Poole. Okay, let's do those. So we're kind of getting into designer blocks now. Also Brenda Gervais, this is Betsy Sidner. No. Pretty little thing, that's obviously the original. I've included this because it is called Sampler Hill, Brenda Gervais. And also this one, Brick House Sampler. If the designer's calling it a sampler, I'm calling it a sampler. And Sam at Mind My Needle is doing this beautifully, I have to say. Any more Brenda Gervais hiding under there? No. This is probably one of my favourite not yet started charts. This is a Chessie and Me, and it is Sarah Casey Unwin, 1848. And it is kitted, ready to go. And it's going to start. I know for those of you that have been here for a while, I said I'm not starting it until I'm halfway through Lucy, but given that I am now not buying any stash, and I'm not starting anything next year, if I get a chance to start this year, I'm going to. So I will stick that back in that pile. I'll leave that to go with that. This is Sarah Comfort, 1810. This is Queenstown Sampler Designs. And again, this is already kitted, ready to go. Brought it kitted at a pop-up shop. That can go back over there. And again, are we into the Shakespeare's? This is a Shakespeare's Peddler block now, Kit and Stitcher, Teresa. This is Mary Finney, 1832, Adam and Eve's House. So this came kitted. This is the first one from the ABC Schoolhouse Samplers, I think it's called, from Country Stitches, Country Sampler in Spring Green, Wisconsin, that place. So that is a Shakespeare's Peddler, and that can go over here. Then we have, this is just amazing, A Saviour's Praise. This is an original Shakespeare's Peddler. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I have Anne Dale, 1827. Again, this is stunning too. I believe this is big. 402 by 531. Wowzers. Wish I could stitch on 40 count. Another Shakespeare's Peddler. This is Sarah Chapel, 1831. My tongue is not working. This is a very dark picture, so it's very hard to see anyway, but it's stunning. Absolutely stunning in person. We should try and get Teresa to show the original of that. This is also a Shakespeare's Peddler. Just assume there's two more actually, two more Shakespeare's Peddler. This is Anne Womack, 1838. Again, it's another very hard to see picture, but that looks like it's all red, which in my world will become all presidential blue. Hannah Carter, 1838. Another one for the presidential blue war, eventually. And S. Ward, A Little Rag, which is just an alphabet sampler, and this was brought kitted, so that can go back over in that pile. Now we have a couple of modern folk embroidery samplers. This is a Jane Austen sampler, which is just lovely. I should be starting that too. This is an Italian welcome sampler. And I think the last modern folk embroidery I've got to show, this is Letters from the North, number 4. Which is really quite pretty too. They do have some beautiful stuff. And I have a few of their other patterns that are not samplers. Okay, my next 3 are heartstring samplery. This is Anne Taylor. Not the best picture to show, but that's the only picture I've got. I like that the alphabet is in the middle and there's a sort of a almost medieval flourish at the top. What I'm not sure about this actually is if it's an original or a reproduction. This pattern is an original design by Beth Twist. There we go. Because the designer has put sampler in the title, the cat sampler. I'll have to change all the colours of the cats to my departed ones, won't I? This is Prairie Life sampler based on Little House on the Prairie. And then we have Victoria's Garden. I think one's the original, one's a reproduction. Okay, my next 3 are Hands Across the Sea charts. I was very lucky to score, which is my favourite one, that's this one. The Uffendale Sisters book. So this is Anne Tong Uffendale. This is the version that I prefer, with the trees. And then Isabella. Is it Isabella? Yeah. That's her sister's chart, and they are both in this book. And if you've never seen a Hands Across the Sea book, they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Then I have Sarah Mary Larkworthy, which is just amazing. And I have Esther Benson, 1739. Which, yeah, I'm umming and ahhing about. I did buy it ridiculously because it's got London front and centre, and I used to live in London. And this reminds me of a band rotunda in one of the parks I used to live near, but it's not. So yeah, I think that will probably never get stitched. I just got it. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 GGRs. This is WE, I think it is, 1839, a sampler from Holland. Lovely colours in this. Sorry, it's not brilliant. Here we go. This is Elizabeth Anderson, 1775. This is a stunner, and I love the border on this, and it is a very dark picture anyway. So it's Elizabeth Anderson. It's beautiful. And this is Anne Harding, 1811, otherwise known as the Polka Dot Cowl sampler. And I really like this one too. So I'm guessing all these pictures on the front are the originals. Okay, and my last little pile, we're nearly done. Okay, so I have got some Blackbird design booklets. I'm not going to flick through all of them. This is the Bells on Christmas Day. There is a sampler down here. Is that the same one? So there's a better picture on the back actually. Quite like that. Merrily, merrily we welcome spring. This is an absolutely beautiful sampler. If people are stitching this currently, I would love to start this one as well. But I doubt I will at this point. What is it? 273 by 275. All with Weeks Classic Colourworks and Gentle Arts. It's stunning. It is stunning actually. I've included, oh yes, it does say samplers. So this is the Ooh La La booklet, and I have already done one of these. I have done this one in Presidential Blue. So there's a whole variety of smaller sampler sizes in here. Then I have, don't fall, Agnes Platt Strawberry Sampler. And I actually got it for, it's a bigger version, is there a better picture of it? This is the sampler that I actually got it for. It's very hard to see what's in the middle. So there's an alphabet at the top. This is obviously a picture of the original. I've not seen anyone stitching it of late. Our Lasting Friendship has got a lovely sampler on the back. Then the last one I have is Oh Joyous Day. That is my sampler parade. I do not believe I've left anything out. There are some stunning things in there, and now that I've gone through and looked at them all again, I want to kit lots up, but I won't be. The stash money is going to the Disneyland Fund, so that's my lot. If I went over something a bit too quickly for you and it doesn't work by pausing the video, throw a comment in the bottom and I can show you again next week. These are all relatively easy to get to, so I can show you again if necessary. I've told you what I'm doing next week, if I can remember it. I know there's a Hawk Run, Blessed be Hawk Run Hollow, the Top Secret project, and another day on Ponderley, and then we'll be back to drawing some more projects next week. Okay, I'm going to go before I waffle too much. We're at half an hour. Hopefully I can get this up early enough, otherwise it won't be going up until this afternoon when I'm back. So have a good stitching week everyone, stitch everything you want to stitch, and I will catch you next week. Bye for now.